Shabbat Shalom, Yeshua, Khan. Our praise to the Most High by Shomash Gawashai for another day, another Shabbat day. My name is Elala Palal. To my left is Captain Amawan. We are the land of Zion down here in South Florida, coming to you, to our people through the four corners of the earth, bringing the Most High scriptures to edify our people, to bring them back into the fold, bring them back to the heritage, the nationality. Today's topic is going to be on the lineage from Adam to the 12 tribes. Last week I went from the chronology from Adam to Noah, but now we're gonna extend it from Adam or from Noah to the 12 tribes of Israel to see how the Most High's people came from birth into a nation, from the birth of man originally, which is Adam, into the 12 tribes of Israel, and into who we are today. Okay? Let's start up with Colossians 3, verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him.
Right. Whatever you do in word or deed, whether you're talking about it or doing it, whether it's a speech you're making, or it's something you're meditating on, or something you're doing, always make sure that is in accordance with the scriptures, the commandments of the Most High, by Shomash Gawashai. Okay. Let's start off. I'll go to Genesis chapter 6. Genesis 6, chapter 6, verse 1. Khan.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose.
Right. This is a very controversial chapter right here. Genesis 6. Very misunderstood chapter right here. Genesis chapter 6. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that is sons of God, sons of the Most High, saw the daughters of men that they were fair. It's a fair, but in today's term we say fine. Wow, it's a bad chick right there. It's a dime piece right there. You know what I'm saying? Back in this is a fair. But in today's language, was street language or whatever, we say, she out. It's a bad chick right there. She fine. It's a dime piece right there. So the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fine, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Now, the question is, who are the sons of God? Because this is a big misconception or misunderstanding. A lot of people say, "Son of God." Oh, that's gonna be talking about angels. You know the doctrine of fallen angels, of or angels came down from heaven and had sex with a woman and all that. So we're gonna go to some scriptures to clarify that. Who are the sons of God? I'll go to Genesis 4, chapter 4, verse 25. Were the sons of God angels, or were they men? Mm-hmm.
The book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 25. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son.
And Adam knew his wife again. When it says he knew his wife, what does that mean? He slept with his wife. He had sex with his wife. And again mean what? Okay. A second time, a third time, in addition to the previous times. Again, because previously we know about Cain and Abel, or Cain slew Abel, and of course, Cain had to run away to live in another in the land of Nod, away from from his parents and the people around his parents. So now Adam knew his wife Eve again. Read again, verse 25.
Verse 25. Mm-hmm. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth.
Right. So this is the third child, as far as the scripture is telling us. Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. Their previous two sons were Cain and Abel. Cain slew Abel. So now Adam knew his wife. He had sex with the wife again, and because that's the only way you could have a child, right? Through sex. And so Eve grew. So Eve born Seth. Read.
And she bare a son and called his name Seth.
Right.
For the Most High said, she hath appointed me another seed, instead of Abel.
Right. So Seth, as far as Adam and Eve were concerned, was a replacement for Abel. The Most High blessed him with another son because of Abel's death. Read.
Whom Cain slew. Mm-hmm. And to Seth, to him also there were born a son. And he called his name Enos.
Right. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son. So Seth grew up, became a man, and he had a son also, and he called his son's name what? Enos. Read.
Then began men to call upon the name of the Most High.
Then began men to call upon the name of the Most High. So previously, people was going about the business casually. You know what I mean? They knew who they were, but there wasn't so much into the Most High. But from that point on, from Seth and his son Enos, people were in great communication with the Most High. They were always reaching out to the Most High, praying to the Most High and all that, having supplication to the Most High, always trying to connect to the Most High. Read on. Let's go back to let's get also Luke. Give me also Luke 3. verse 37. We're trying to get understanding of who the sons of God were. Right now we're in Genesis 6, but we're going to other scriptures to back up what's in Genesis 6. Genesis 6. So right now we're at Luke 3, verse 37. Read on. 37.
The book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 37, which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch.
As a matter of fact, give me before we get that, give me Matthew 22, verse 29.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage.
Right, because the doctrine, a popular doctrine on earth right now is that angels came down from heaven and had sex with the women, the daughters of men. Understand? But we're going into scriptures to prove that that's not the case. The sons of God, as the scripture says, is not talking about angels, it's actually talking about men who came from the lineage, a righteous lineage, the lineage of Seth, from Adam, not through Cain, not through Abel because Abel was killed, and not through Cain because Cain was a wicked seed. I'm saying, and the most ostracized. So the lineage from which the sons of men came was through the son of Seth, because as we read in Genesis 4:25, called in the time of Seth, men began to call upon the name of the Most High. So the sons of men were not angels, but were what? The men who descended from the lineage of Seth. I understand that's what it's talking about. So we go into scriptures to back that up. Go again, read it again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures.
Right. So a lot of people err, not understanding the scriptures. Read.
Nor the power of the Most High. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but as the angels of the Most High in heaven.
What is the resurrection? The resurrection is talking about up in heaven. When men die, when men on earth died, and they go to the spiritual world, that is a resurrection that Matthew 22 is talking about. As angels. Read it again, Ak.
Verse 30. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage.
In the spiritual world, they neither marry or are given in marriage. So angels don't have sex according to the scriptures. Read on.
For as the angels of the Most High in heaven.
Or as the angels of the Most High in heaven. So the angels don't come down to earth to have sex with to women. According to that doctrine that they're trying to promote, that's a false doctrine. Is there more? What verse is that? Now get me Luke 3 verse 37.
The book of Luke, chapter 3 verse 37. Which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch.
Right. So we're trying to prove that the Son of God is not talking about angel, but actually men, righteous men who came from a particular lineage, men who were connected with the Most High, men who were in communication with the Most High, men who descended from the lineage of Seth. Read on.
Which was the son of Enoch.
The son of Enoch. Read on.
Which was the son of Jared.
The son of Jared.
Which was the son of Malaleel.
Son of Malaleel. Read on.
Which was the son of Canaan.
Son of Canaan. Read on.
Which was the son of Enos.
Son of Enos. Read on.
Which was the son of Seth.
Son of Seth. Read on.
Which was the son of Adam.
Which was the son of Adam. So it's basically tracing back the lineage from the present time to, read on.
Which was the son of God.
Which was the son of God. So it's showing that men were the son of the Most High. Always the men of the son of the Most High. When they keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Because the Most High created a different nation on this earth from the very beginning. But a particular nation of people He chose. The Most High always had a particular nation of people that He kept to Himself. Understand? And this people who we consider to give me also Exodus 4:22. The Most High always had a particular people. Even though the Most High created a different nation on this earth, He always had a particular nation that He had separate from the other nations that, you know what I mean, that He was in communication with, that He gave His commandments to. Exodus 4:22.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 22. Mm-hmm. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Most High.
What?
Thus saith the Most High.
Con?
Israel is my son.
The Most High said what?
Israel
is His son. The Most High said that Israel, who we are, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Native Indians, so-called Latinos, Israel is the Most High's son and daughters, because the nation consists of what? Men and women and children. Israel is my son. Read.
Even my firstborn.
Even my firstborn. The Most High said that we are His son. The men of Israel are His son. So let's not talk about an angel, man. Akim. Let's talk about men. Read on. That's it? Okay. Now go back to Genesis chapter 6. Start from verse 1 again. Because that's a doctrine. Genesis 6, verse 1. There's a doctrine that's out there about the fallen angel theory that angels came down from heaven and had sex with the women of Israel and brought forth giants and all that. That's crazy. That's, you know what I'm saying? The sons of man is talking about not angels from above, but actual men on earth who came through a particular lineage, from the lineage of Seth. Understand? Who called upon the name of the Most High. We just read those scriptures. Luke 3, 37, 38, and Matthew 22, 29, and 30. And Exodus 4, 22. To show that Israel is the Most High's son. And we came from the lineage of Seth, a righteous lineage. The Most High had a lineage. The Most High had different nations of people on the earth from the very beginning, but the righteousness came down from Seth. Came down from Seth to Noah, from Noah to Abraham, from Abraham to Jacob, from Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel, And we are from the 12 tribe of Israel. We are from the righteous seed. Understand that, yeah, even though we are from the righteous seed, we can be wicked because we conform to the ways of the world, which we shouldn't have, but we did, and because we did that, the Most High punished us and brought us into slavery, captivity. Understand? But regardless of that, we are from the righteous seed, from the seed of Seth, coming down to Noah, to Abraham, to Jacob, to the 12 sons of Jacob. Understand? Read on that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1.
Mhm.
And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Right. And the son of the son of God, the sons of the Most High were men, mortal men like you and me, not angels. Understand? Angels, is read, don't come down and have sex with women. Angels are in order. They do what the Most High tell them to do. Tell them to do. Understand? They don't go off doing whatever. They don't go rogue. Okay, I want to do this and do that. No. They do what the Most High tells them to do. Read on. Go ahead. Read it.
1 Corinthians 15 and 39 to 40.
Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 39. All flesh is not the same flesh.
All flesh is not the same flesh. Understand? What they're talking about? There are different species of creatures. Even animals. There are different species of animals. They're not the same. You know?
But there is one kind of flesh of men.
Right. Flesh of mankind is what? One kind of flesh. Read on.
Another flesh of beast.
Another flesh of beast. Yeah, so man has one kind of flesh. The characteristics, the physical characteristics of man is of a certain type. Now the physical characteristic of beast is of a different type. Read on.
Another of fishes, another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
Right. You have celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. So you have different terrains in which the different species dwell. Understand? You have celestial and terrestrial. And the species are the flesh in those different terrains cannot mingle as far as they cannot have offsprings. You know what I'm saying? They cannot because they're structured differently, but biologically, as far as biology goes. Read on.
But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Right. Yeah, you go back to Genesis. So you have different species, different characteristics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A human being cannot, cannot copulate with animals. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's yeah. It just can happen because the physical characteristics makeup is different. Yeah. Because the scripture says because Esau says the scripture says what Esau is wiser than Daniel. You know what I mean? They search everything out. Wiser than Daniel. And they search everything out. You know what I'm saying? They don't stop. They invest all kind of. They have a budget for everything. They research everything. Try to search all kind of things out. Except the law. Yeah, you're right. Except the law. That they put behind them. That they put behind them and say, okay, yeah, exactly. That they put behind them and try to come up with their own thing. But Esau doing all kind of things. I mean, I think what as far as animals go, what they call the donkey what the donkey and the horse. I think the donkey and the horse become the donkey and the horse get a mule, something like that. Yeah, but the mule cannot bring forth any offspring. So right there that it wasn't meant to be that way. But Esau, they're trying to experiment with all kind of things. I mean, yeah, that's why they said they try to be like God. They're trying to be like the Most High. Try to put themselves in the position of the Most High. All right, go back.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of the men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Right, so righteous men from the lineage of Seth, saw the fine young ladies of the same lineage from Adam, and say, "Yo, I want to give it that lady." That's what they did. So the men who were from the offspring of Seth saw women from the same lineage of Seth, and they marry them. Just like when the scripture said that when the Most High brought a deep sleep upon Adam and took a rib from him. That's why in Israel we call it. What do we call the wives? We call them. They call them. What do men of Israel call their wives? They call them rib. Yeah, symbolically we call them rib. That's what knowledge that hey, we're from the same nation. But that doesn't mean that literally a woman came from the man's rib. It simply means that they came from the same nation, same offspring of people. Understand? Because the Most High created man and woman on the same day. That's why when Cain slew Abel and run away from his family and the men around and the people around them, then he heard about Cain having a wife and the children from his wife. Where did the wife come from? From the people that were there. So there were other people on earth besides the literal Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were from the same male. Get out. Genesis 5:1. Male and female created Eve them, and called their name.
The book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam.
The generations of, is that S or not?
Yeah, S.
Generations, not just one. Generations of Adam, which we are into right now. The generations that came from Adam. Read on.
In the day that the Most High created man.
In the day that the Most High created man. When it says man, it doesn't mean it's literally one man, but mankind. And mankind includes what? Woman. Not just man, but woman. The Most High didn't create men and all kind of men are running around with no woman. What would that be? All right, go on, read on.
In the likeness of the Most High made he him.
In the likeness of the Most High made he him. You know what? The physical characteristics of man was that of the Most High. So this how we look. The Most High has the same physical characteristics of man. And I said, so the Most High doesn't look like an animal or a fish or whatever, but it looks like just like we look. Read on. And we last week we went over that in the book of Daniel, or the Most High the same makeup, physical hair and all that, Ancient of Days, physical makeup, the woolly hair and all that. Can't read on.
Male and female created he them.
Male and female created he them. So the mankind, or the man the Most High is referring to, consists of male and female. Not just one man or men, but multitudes of people, men and women. Read on.
In the likeness of the Most High made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam.
And called their. The word there is what? Plurality. Plural. Not singular, but plural. Their, meaning more than one, their name Adam. So Adam, the man, was from the lineage or the nation of Adam. We call them just Adamites. Understand? So Adam, the man, was from a nation of people also called Adamites. He called their name, not as his name, but their name, made Adamite. And they were separate from the other people who were on the earth at the time. And the Most High ran his righteousness, gave the laws. The Most High is not about confusion. From the very beginning, the Most High always had laws, statutes, and commandments in place. The Most High wasn't about anything just haphazardly. Haphazard. You know what I'm saying? Random. Not Most High wasn't about anything random. The Most High always had things in order. So the Most High had laws, statutes, and commandments from the very beginning. That's why when the earth was destroyed by flood in the time of Noah, the Most High gave Noah command to do what? To bring to bring clean and unclean animals into the ark. Now, how would Noah know which animals were clean versus which were unclean if there wasn't any law? I'm saying, so the dietary law was different from the very beginning. And while they were on the ark for the 40 days and 40 nights and beyond, what do they eat? And the ark, you can't say they were vegan. They were vegan. What are you gonna grow on? What are you gonna grow on an ark? They were vegan. What are you gonna grow in the ark? In the Shiva, you're indoors. You know what I'm saying? There are animals there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't plant. Maybe there's some wild rice or something like that. Maybe there's some wild rice and some wheat and all that. But but they didn't have the broccoli. Broccoli was small. Broccoli, lettuce or whatever. Some kale. How long would that last? You can sow grain. You can sow wheat or corn. But yo. So that's how we know. Go back to our Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 2. That the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Most High said,
Well, that's a blessing right there. Took them wives of all that they chose. So they were a choice right there. Pick, yeah. Pick and choose the one. Yeah, go on. Read on. Read on.
And the Most High said, my spirit should not always strive with men.
See, the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive with men. Why did the Most High say that? Read on.
For that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Right. So the Most High from the time said what? My spirit shall not always strive with men because man is his flesh. Men was not, when they were not on the spiritual level that the Most High was on. They were just flesh. They were carnal. And from the time on, the Most High was thinking of reducing the longevity of man. Read on.
There were giants in the earth in those days. Mm-hmm. And also that when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men.
There were giants in the earth in those days, because giants now, that's talking about a men. Well, giants simply mean that they were of a physically higher stature than the regular men. It doesn't mean that they were exceedingly larger. It simply means that they were physically, they were of a larger stature than the regular men. It doesn't mean that they were humongously large. Read the verse again. Huh?
Verse 4. Mm-hmm. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in.
Because this is where they went off. Thinking that, angels came down, had sex with women, and they became giants. No. There were no angels to come down. The sons of men, sons of God, was talking about normal men who came from the lineage of Seth. Men who kept the laws, statutes, and commandments. Understand? And there were giants. Giants could also mean men physically, men are physically renowned. Also mean men physically stature. Could also mean a men a warrior like men. Men of certain men of valor. It could mean for the most part, it's talking about the physical stature of men. Read on.
There were giants in the earth in those days. Mm-hmm. And also after that, when the sons of the Most High.
The son of Most High, which were men, mm-hmm.
came in unto the daughters of men.
Came into the daughters of men. Read on.
And they bare children to them. The same became mighty men.
The same became mighty men. Mighty men means warriors, men of valor. You know what I'm saying? The men are men of renown. That's what that's talking about. Read on.
Which were of old, men of renown.
Right, men of renown. Men were famous for. When you read the book of King David's mighty men. I'm talking about men who men would slay lion, men would slay 300 men or whatever. So that's an example of men of renown. Men who did things above and beyond what regular men weren't able to do, or couldn't do, or did not do. That's what that's talking about. Men of renown. So these are men who basically separated themselves from the normal men. Just like further on, when I read about Nimrod, Nimrod was a mighty hunter. Nimrod was a man of renown. Abraham himself was a man of renown. Because even though Abraham was, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of jumping ahead, but Abraham was not, you know what I mean? Abraham, he had an army, trained men. I'll read on.
And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right. So Moses said that there was wicked men on the earth, and every imagination of the thought of man was to do evil. Man was gonna imagine all kind of wickedness. Moses said, this can't be. I gotta change this stuff. I gotta put a stop to this. Read on.
And it repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
So the Most High said, what have I done? Look at the way they're acting. So when it says it repented the Most High that he made men, see, we have to consider this now. I mean, didn't the Most High know that man was gonna behave in this manner? Did the Most High know that? See, the Most High, right? We say the Most High is omnipotent. He knows everything. But to a certain extent, the Most High give you a certain degree of free will spirit, where you can do basically. It's up to you. He tells you what's right and what's wrong. But you're not robots. When you're programmed to do this or do that. He knows who's going to do this or that. But to a certain extent, he left it up to you to decide what you want to do. Go read on. Free will. Free will. Read on. The Most High control the spirit, but read on. So when the Most High have you doing the right thing, that's a blessing right there. Read the script.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
Right. See that? The Most High set before you life and death. If you do certain things, that's going to bring about life. If you do other things, that's going to bring about your death. Actually, your physical death or your spiritual death, or both. Read it again, Rock. You done? That's it?
No, there's more. I got another precept.
Go read on.
Verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Right. So the Most High give a choice. Understand? He give you even options before you. It's up to you to choose what you want to do. So to a certain extent, the Most High gives you, as I say, the option to choose what's right or wrong. Cognitively, you have the intellect to discern what's right or wrong, what's good or evil. Understand? But it's going to be up to you to decide which one you're going to choose. And depending on which one you choose, there are going to be consequences, which may be beneficial to you or detrimental to you. Understand? That's what it is. Read on. You got more? All right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 15. If thou wert to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he has set fire and water before thee.
Right. See that? Read it again from the top. Read it again.
Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
If thou wilt to keep the commandments
Mm-hmm.
and to perform acceptable faithfulness,
Right. If thou wilt to keep the commandments and perform acceptable performances, read on.
he has set fire and water before
So
thee.
the Moses said, fire and water before you. What do the fire and the water represent? Read on.
Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt.
Mm-hmm.
Before man is life and death,
Mm-hmm.
and whether him liketh shall be given him.
Mm-hmm.
For the wisdom of the Most High is great, and he is mighty in power, and beholdeth all things. And his eyes are upon them that fear him, and he knoweth every work of man. He hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither hath he given any man license to sin.
Right. See that? The Most High didn't command anyone to do wickedly. Neither did he give a license to sin. So that's going to be up to you. You, as a conscious-minded person, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. You know what's wicked and what's righteous. And you know the consequences of whatever decision you make. So, whatever decision you make, you're going to have to bear the consequences of those decisions. Read on. No more? Go back to Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 6. And they repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and it grieved him at his heart. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth.
Right. So the Moses said, oh, there's too much wickedness going on. Too much wickedness. All these men I've created, men and women I've created, they're doing everything that's contrary to what I commanded them to do. Read on.
Man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them.
Mm-mm.
But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High.
Right. Noah was an exception to that. Read on.
These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just and perfect Salakia.
See that? Noah was a just and what?
Was a just man and perfect in his generations.
Noah was a just man and perfect. So, can a man be perfect? Because the saying in society is that no man is perfect. No one is perfect. You don't understand what perfection means. If you keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, and believe in the Mashiach Yahushua, you are perfect. They confuse perfection with expertise. Expertise is that meaning that you're a proficient in a certain field, a practice. You know what I mean? You're an expert in this. You're an expert in medicine. You're an expert in law. You know, you're proficient. You know, you're in this. Perfection has to do with the Most High. Let's put it that way, simply. Perfection, but in society, they twisted that all around. I mean, perfection, applying perfection to worldly things. Perfection has to do with the Most High. No, expertise now is talking about worldly things. A man can be perfect, and the only perfection that exists is pertaining to keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, and believing in the Mashiach Yahushua. Righteousness. Righteousness is the only perfection. Understand? But that's not the way it is. That's not the way they use a word in society. They use the word way out of context because what? Society has nothing to do with the word of the Most High. Go ahead, Ak, what you got? Shalamah. Wait on. Wait a minute.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 13.
Mhm.
Thou shalt be perfect with the Most High thy power.
The Most High told Israel that from the very beginning. The book of Deuteronomy. That's way back when we were coming out of Egypt. Understand? The Most High told Israel said what? To do what? Read again, huh?
In Genesis, right?
No, Deuteronomy 18:13.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 13.
Mhm.
Thou shalt be perfect with the Most High thy power.
Right. The Most High said what? We Israelites should have been perfect with him, our power. Read. Got it? Okay. You got another one? There's another one in perfection? What? Timothy?
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16.
Okay. What makes it perfect? Read on.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16.
Mhm.
All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High.
Right. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, not your own vain opinion, not your own thoughts, what you think. Read on.
And is profitable for doctrine.
And is profitable, I mean, it's beneficial to you. The scriptures are beneficial to you for your own spiritual being, for your own salvation. Read on.
For reproof.
For reproof, mean what? To reproof, to correct anything that's contrary to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. To correct any misunderstanding you may have concerning the word of the Most High. You can go to the scripture to clarify that. Read on.
For correction.
For correction, read on.
For instruction in righteousness.
For instruction in righteousness when you don't know what's right. Read on.
That the man of the Most High may be perfect.
That the man of the Most High may be perfect. So the scriptures make a man or a woman perfect. Understand? So we can. No man is perfect. Yeah, that's right. That's a corner saying, because they don't have the mindset of the Most High that pertaining to the scriptures. So perfection is what? Keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, and believing in the Mashiach Yahushua. Go back. Yes.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 9.
Who's there? How many brothers are there? Are the brothers there?
I'm not sure if they're outside or not. Shalamah.
All right.
Verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with the Most High.
How many brothers are there? So now we're going into the generations of Noah. Noah being a just man. Read it again, huh?
Verse 9. These are the generations of Noah.
The generations of Noah. Read on.
Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations.
Read on.
And Noah walked with the Most High.
Noah walked with the Most High. That's why Noah was perfect. He walked with the Most High, meaning what? He kept the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Contrary to what the other nations were doing, the other people were doing. Read on.
And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
3.
The earth also was corrupt before the Most High.
Right. So Noah had three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and the earth was corrupt before the Most High. You know what? Everyone was disobeying the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
And the earth was filled with violence.
Right. Violence also. So we know about the flood destroyed the earth. And Noah's three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, survived, along with their wives, and Noah and his wives. And from that, the lineage came from Shem had what? Abraham came from the lineage from Shem. I'm trying to speed this up, of course, I mean, there were other people before Abraham, like his father and all that, but Abraham came from the lineage. Then Abraham had two sons, Ishmael and Isaac. Get me Genesis 17, verse 19. Abraham had two sons that we're going to focus on. Yeah, the other children also, but Genesis 17, verse 19.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 19.
Yeah.
And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
Right. So the Most High made a covenant with Abraham. The Most High said what? Sarah his wife shall bear him a son. Read on.
And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him. It will make him fruitful.
Right, because at this point, Sarah didn't have any child yet. Ishmael was born through Hagar, her handmaid. Understand? But on the Most High said, the covenant that he's going to make with Abraham was not going to be with Ishmael, but was going to be with Sarah's son, which is Isaac. Read on.
And will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
Right, because there was a that's how the so-called Arabs. We taught the so-called Arabs about monotheism. Understand? Before that, they had a god for every day of the week, every day of the year. Understand? But we taught them about the concept of one God. We taught them that, and we also taught them about their history, about how the Most High blessed them, and that 12 princes will come out of the nation. And they got puffed up, real puffed up. And they got so puffed up that they turned against us and tried to have us convert to their ways. They even waged war against our people, killed a lot of our people way back in the days. Because Islam was what was Islam brother, like 680 AD. That's when Islam was born. Understand? And you know, before that, the Ishmaelites, they got pagans. But they try to force us to follow their ways. When the Most High told them, when we told them that the Most High said that they're gonna be a powerful nation with 12 princes and all that. They got puffed up, forgetting that. But even the Quran tell them that Israel is gonna excel the nations. So the scholars know that we are a special people to the Most High, above even them. Because the Most High said right there, his covenant that he made with Abraham was going to be established with who? With Isaac. And that same covenant was going to be further established with who? With Jacob. Even though the Most High was going to bless other seeds of Abraham, the special blessing as far as the covenant and everlasting rulership was going to be through Isaac and Jacob, through the 12 sons of Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel. But that wasn't good enough for us, but that's all right. We don't know.
Which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Now give me Genesis 21, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 1. And the Most High visited Sarah, as he had said. And the Most High said unto Sarah, as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age.
Right, see that? Read on.
At the said time of which the Most High had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as the Most High commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him.
Right. So that's the commandment. That's what the Most High told Abraham, that Sarah, his wife, is gonna have a son. Even though Hagar already had a son, Ishmael, 13 years before. Now Sarah is gonna have a son. And the covenant was gonna be established through Isaac, the son that was born with Sarah. Get me Genesis 25, 19. Let's wrap it up with that. Verse 19.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Most High for his wife, because she was barren. And the Most High was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right. It's talking about Isaac and Rebekah. Rebekah was barren. She couldn't have children. But they prayed to the Most High, and the Most High blessed Rebekah, that her womb was opened up, and she was able to have a child. And she was pregnant with a twin. Read on.
And she went to inquire of the Most High. And the Most High said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. Not one nation. 2 nations. The word for the scripture mentioned 2 nations. That kind of implies that 2 separate people anyway. Read on.
And 2 manner of people should be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people. What does the word manner imply? 2 different kinds, characteristics, mannerisms. Mannerism implies what? Characteristic traits, habit. 2 manner of people shall be separated from the womb. They're not going to be the same. They were twins biologically, but the mannerism, the habits, the traits, personalities, gonna be different, distinctly different. So you could just You could see one. Okay, that's Esau right there. That's Jacob right there. Just based on how they were acting, based on how they conduct themselves, based on how they live, you could identify one from the other. Read on.
And the Most High said unto her, two nations are in thy womb,
Mm-hmm.
and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Mm-hmm.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. But I thought they said that we were all equal. What does it mean stronger than the other person? Does it mean literally physically stronger? Does it mean they're physically stronger than the other one? Read our precept again. We're stronger.
And one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And one people shall be stronger than the other people. Does it mean stronger physically? Not necessarily. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? Esau can lift some 400 pounds, man. You know what I mean? He's not talking about physically stronger. He's talking about mentally stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that we went through, the atrocities, the discrimination, the slavery, all the things, the things that we went through as a people, and survive to this day. And like we're not thriving, we're still behind. But I mean, as far as rulership, but I mean, but mentally we're still intact. We're still going through some hardship, discrimination, and all that. But not too many people could have survived this what we've gone through. One people should be stronger, and the strength that we have is because what we were connected to the Most High. Read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the young. Get that apocrypha? 2 Ezra 6. And the elder shall serve the. There it goes again. That nonsense about us being equal. And the elder shall serve the younger. That's talking about ultimately. Because we know that through the process of time, rulership changed hands. At one point we were ruling. Israel been in slavery so many times. So many different nations had us in slavery. And we had them in slavery also. That was like back and forth, back and forth. But when it says, and the elder shall serve the younger, that's talking about at the very end. Ultimately. That's not talking about at the beginning. That's not talking about some one-off thing. That's talking about ultimately. And the elder shall serve the younger. And we all know who the elder was. Who came with first? Or who came with second? Read on.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the who's ruling right now. But the Most High said, so all to see what's going on in the world right now, all the different nations are, flexing their military might. Moab, Ishmael, Ammon, other Edomite nations. The Most High said, Esau is the end of the world. What are you talking about? That's the end of the world as we know it today. Their rulership is the last carnal rulership. Read.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's our faith right there. That is our faith right there. We know that Esau is the end of the world. their rulership is coming to an end, and Jacob is it that follow it. Give me Lamentations 4:22.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Look at that. The Most High say what? The punishment of our iniquity. What is iniquity? Sin. The Most High say the punishment of our iniquity, which is sin. All that. Give me Isaiah 59 verse 2. Let's be clear what iniquity is. The punishment of our iniquity is accomplished. So slavery was a punishment of our iniquity, and it is accomplished. Give me Isaiah 59 verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your power.
Our what?
But your iniquities.
Our iniquities have separated us from our powers. Read on.
Have separated between you and your power.
Mm-hmm.
And your sins have hid his face from you.
So iniquity is sin. Our sins have hid the Most High's face from us. That's why right now we're in the condition we're in, because of our iniquities, which is our sins. Understand? That's what that's the definition of iniquity. Sin. A transgression of the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Now go back to Lamentation 4:22.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 22. Mm-hmm. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished.
The punishment of our iniquity, which is sins, has been accomplished. So the punishment is like a sentence for a crime. We served our sentence, man. We have served our sentence for breaking the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
O daughter of Zion.
O daughter of Zion. And the daughter of Zion ain't just talking about the women of Zion. The daughter of Zion is talking about the nation of Israel as a whole. The daughters and the sons, literally speaking. You are Hebrew Israelites. It's referencing us collectively. Read on.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
He will no more carry us away into captivity. There ain't gonna be no any more captivity after this one. That's why we're just reading in Esdras that Esau is the end of the world, the end of our punishment, the end of their rulership, and Jacob is it that followeth. Read on.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Mm-hmm. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Now the Most High said, it will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. Now the Most High is going to visit the iniquity of Esau, Edom. So all the things you see Esau doing right now, because they got the military, they got the economy to do it, and it seems like they're getting away with it, the Most High is going to hold them accountable for it. The Most High is going to visit their iniquity. So we have to be mindful that we don't get. Give me Proverbs 12:26. Get seduced by Esau's shenanigans. Proverbs 12:26. Mm-hmm.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. And we are the righteous because what? We were the ones the Most High gave these laws, statutes, and commandments to. And who is his neighbor? He's not talking about our fellow Israelites in this case. He's talking about other nations, particularly Esau. Read on.
But the way of the wicked seduceth them.
But the way of the wicked seduceth them. So don't be seduced by the way of the wicked, by Esau. Because we all know that the Most High is going to visit the iniquity of Esau. Can. So that's going to conclude tonight's lesson. We're going to get ready now for the camp. Brother's going to go to camp for a couple of hours or so. And tomorrow, the Most High willing, Shabbat service is going to continue at 12 noon Eastern time down here in South Florida, 2937 East Broward Boulevard. We're going to Madim Wapanya, Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. Psalms 133. Shayar, Hama Iwath, Ladawad, Hana, Ma, Tawab, Wama, Naayam, Shabath, Akyam, Gam, Yakar, Kashaman, Hatawab, Al, Araash, Yarad, Al, Azakwan, Zakwan, Haaran, Shayarad, Al, Paya, Madawathyawa, Katal, Karamwan, Shayarad, Al, Araria, Tazayawan, Kaya, Sham, Tazawa, Yahawa, Ath, Aburaka, Kayawam, Air, Alwalam, Basham, Yawashai, Tawara, Aman.